for some local news here. So we've been talking about last week regarding how the government is primarily focusing on build, build, build here, and is it the right choice for the government? And based according to the GDP that was posted here, according to Rappler.com, our economy has been stymied, a shrink to only growing by 9.5% here in 2020 here. Now, investing on infrastructure projects is critical to, getting products and services from the provinces to the cities here. But, with the pandemic that's still ravaging worldwide, not focusing on the health sector could be a cause of concern if we're going to, if we want to have a fast recovery compared to other nations as well. And let's see here, according to the Philippine Statistics Office, they've stated that the sharpest dip has been on record since the available dating back in 1947. That's already more than 70 years ago. And the first GDP decline since the 1998, which was the Asian financial crisis, which was again some 20 years ago, where it was less than 0.5% decrease that particular year. And we can only be optimistic in terms of bouncing back for the current year, but obviously what the government focus on, invest on, will dictate how fast we can recover here. And obviously other ASEAN nations here have been reluctant or have not yet fully announced their GDP figures. So obviously only we can control is on our side. So the Philippines' slow recovery is attributed on further easing of lockdown restrictions and amid the continuous rising of cases here. Now, increased spending during the holidays boosted GDPs, but as well as the seasonal uptick in remittances. But with the typical strikes on thunderstorms, cyclones that occur in particular last October and November, obviously wiped out gains in our agricultural sectors here. And obviously this is what we got at the end of the year. Now, coming this year, the government expecting a somewhat positive growth rate in our GDP, something around 6.5 to 7.5, and 8 to 10% by 2022. Now that's being optimistic if we do our jobs properly, if they make the right decisions. Assuming these conditions are based on we're still under some form of quarantine restrictions all the way to the end of 2021. Now, is vaccine the only solution here, or is there something else that we need to focus on in terms of preparation? If this situation were to occur again, will be prepared? Is the facility infrastructure, people trained for these scenarios for avoiding a catastrophic total lockdown nationwide again in the future? Well, only time will tell.